Hi everyone, this is going to be a quick and slightly scrappy video about how to use your YouTube analytics data to create videos that are pretty much guaranteed to perform well on your channel. So this is going to be perfect for you if you've started a channel fairly recently and have released a bunch of videos. Why? Because that basically means that you've got some data on what's working for you already, and that's going to be true even if your videos just have a few hundred views each. So let's get straight into it. What are the best sources of the data that I'm talking about? Well, firstly, there's suggested videos, and secondly, there's YouTube search. Let's jump over to the YouTube Analytics dashboard and show you what I mean. Now, this is one of our newer channels with about 12 videos released. You can see that it's growing pretty steadily month over month. If we scroll down, you can see all the sources of our views, things like browse features, YouTube search, and suggested videos. And you see that 75%, or approximately 75% of all the views come from these top three sources, and that's pretty normal. Now, if we click into browse features, we don't really learn that much, just that the majority of views are coming through users' homepages through YouTube's recommendation engine. But if we go back and click into these two, suggested videos and YouTube search, well, that's where the magic happens. Before we do that though, let's double check the settings on the left-hand side. So here we can choose the time frame and the kind of breakdown that we want to look at. So for example, the content or the traffic source. The first two, content and traffic sources, are generally by far the most valuable. So let's select 2025 so far up until the end of last month, and then let's select traffic source and choose our key metrics, which for this use case are views and average view duration, watch time, and average percentage viewed. And let's ensure that we have any corrupting sources like YouTube advertising removed in the filter. Okay, now we're good to go. When you click into suggested videos, you'll see all the videos from which your videos are getting recommended, and all the performance metrics related to these views. At the top, you'll probably see your own videos, and that's a good sign. That means that some people, at least, are watching more than one of your videos, which means they must like the cut of your jib, as the old sailors used to say. You'll probably also see that the watch times coming from these internal recommendations are above average, and that's because these people really love you and they stick around. Now, scroll down further and you'll start to see videos from other channels. And here's what you're looking for. A video with a good number of views, for which your video has a great CTR or impression click-through rate, and a strong average watch duration. Why is this? Well, that's the next video you should be making, or at least something similar. Why? There are 4 reasons. Number 1, the video is pre-validated. It's proven that it can generate views for its creator. Number 2, the YouTube algorithm has already associated your content to this one, which means it has already afforded you authority in this area and will likely recommend a video you produce on this topic in the future. Number 3, the high CTR demonstrates that the audience is hungry for your topics as well as the other creators, so there's an obvious audience signal. And finally, number 4, there's not only interest, but there's also attention. After they've clicked, they've really stuck around to watch the video. And as I'm sure you know, interest and attention is a pretty potent combo on YouTube, and a pretty surefire way to get those all-important views that grow your channel. So just as a benchmark, let's jump over to this other channel and look for anything that's above the average watch time of 3 minutes 58, and perhaps something which has a strong CTR of at least 4%. Okay, here we go. For example, the Airtable tutorial A to Z guide from another channel. You can see an average view duration of people coming from this video of almost 7 minutes and a CTR of 4.8%, which suggests that for this channel, anything around Airtable could be a really interesting strategic choice. Then if we scroll down a bit, we can see a few mentions of ChatGPT, and we see this video with a reasonable watch time of 325 and a CTR of 5.2%. And this is all about hidden ChatGPT features. So this is another potential topic that this channel could mine. So now let's click through to the Airtable video and see how it's performing. Immediately, I see 2 signs. It's from a relatively small channel, and yet it's got a bunch of views. And this is a great sign of a high-performing topic. So that's going into my notes. And then, if you imagine, you can repeat this process and adapt these kinds of topics for your content plan, and there you have it, a pre-validated stream of content. And now you can obviously take this to the next level pretty easily. How? Well, check this out. Well, number 1, download the data from YouTube Analytics and open it up in a spreadsheet. Write a quick set of formulas to identify the outliers in terms of average watch time and CTR, and then take those outliers and copy paste them into another tab, download that and import it into ChatGPT for ideation. Okay, so that's level 1. Level 2, 3, and 4 are basically automating that process, pulling the data regularly through the YouTube API, adding an agentic layer to deliver video ideas and outliers to your Slack, and yeah, that kind of thing. So that's how to use suggested videos. What about YouTube search? Well, that's even easier. Just navigate back to the dashboard of your traffic sources and click through to YouTube search. Depending on whether you're an independent creator, an agency, a startup, or an established corporation, you might see a blend of brand and non-brand keywords here. An established corporation is probably going to have a bunch of brand terms at the top, while an independent creator will probably have only non-brand stuff. Here are two examples from our client base. This is a startup with great brand recognition, so TV campaigns, out of home, the whole shebang basically. And you can see that here their search is dominated with brand search terms. On the other hand, for this agency with a more mature YouTube channel, it's basically all non-brand. And if we zoom out, you can see that it's scaling through YouTube search really quickly. This is great, but you can see watch time isn't great for most of the keywords, and that's probably down to two things. Firstly, the content being quite short and to the point, which is confirmed by the fact that you can see that the average percentage viewed is actually pretty high, and the fact that the content is pretty task-oriented and informational. There's not much in the way of storytelling there that's really gonna ingratiate you to the brand. So here we can plot out two strategic approaches. Firstly, we can double down on those informational task-based topics where we already have authority, but we can dig a little deeper and build out a more substantial video. So here, just talking off the top of my head as a layperson, perhaps once I have this OpenAI API key, I want to know the top 5 things I can do with it. So there's a video idea right there, and one that's going to keep me hooked for a good 10 minutes while I follow along in real time. Number 2, we scroll down a little and clock those search terms which are already driving the higher watch times, and we double down on those. For this point, let's look for something that has a decent view count and a good watch time, ideally well over the average of 2 minutes. 3 jump out: ChatGPT connectors, Airtable tutorial, and prompt engineering. So I'm drawn to this because there are a ton of questions and topics that would appeal to a broad, top of the funnel audience that would still be very relevant to this channel. And that combo means that there's a lot of potential for viewers and subscribers. If I drop prompt engineering into this spreadsheet with a custom script that pulls YouTube suggestions and auto-completes, I get a high-level overview in one place of what people might be looking for. I can download this and drop it into ChatGPT for a few summaries and video ideas. Again, this whole process can be automated and embellished by adding an AI agent that, for example, mines YouTube for outliers and top performers in and outside your niche, and uses this data as an input to enhance the ideas coming from mining your search and suggested videos data. So to summarize, check in regularly on your YouTube search and suggested video numbers, mine this manually at first, and if you have the volumes to warrant it, automate the process to accelerate ideation. It's super easy and super effective, which is always a winning combination. If you want that spreadsheet and script with the YouTube suggestions, just drop a message in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe as we get started with this channel, and I will see you next time.